Yes, he was.
Oh my God!
She went in.
Hey, Ray, real quick though. Hey, gotta get a double ganger. Come here, let me get that.
Oh my damn. Oh my damn.
You mad boss driver here, brothers and the ladies and the haters that are most definitely watching. Yeah. So you're going to have two different types of, that's some dog in the neighborhood. You can have two different types of people groups that are coming along, and you can see it every day. In the urban environment, black folks, you're going to have the populace that comes from the dusties, the musties, the crusty fellas that heavily reproduce with women who choose them over a stable man, women who choose the monsters of society, the predators of the community. The predators as in the predator from the movie The Predator. You see them hanging out at the convenience stores, hanging out at the gas stations, those type of gentlemen. Brothers, you're going to have a populace that comes from those type of males, because they're not men. They are the ones who will be breeding the majority of the children from the traditional African American community. This will be, in the future, the permanent underclass. Then you're going to have children from gentlemen, as you see in these videos here. The videos that I've been showcasing over the years. Now, I've been saying this over and over again. You're going to have the blackish community. And now I know many people do not like to hear that. They do not like to think that the African American community as a whole is a lost cause. But it is. Because there was no community to begin with. It hasn't been one since the 70s. You see, women like Iron Bang talk all types of cash shit, but yet end up reproducing with the very same men they talking cash shit about. When they had choices and options to do otherwise, they choose not to. But then again, a lot of these women do not have the choices and options that you would think they would have. They can't get the Mr. Cartwrights that they so wish to preach about. They're not actually living that lifestyle. And many that do cross over into those realms, it's hard for them to leave the hood mentality in the hood, because over a certain amount of time you can only mask it, and what you really are comes out, and then you start trying to treat your non-black man the way you would treat your black man, and that doesn't work with them. Anyways, so what you see is that the majority of the children of the blackish side of the game, this will be the alternative to the African American community. This will be the generations which will mingle with each other, who will have one parent that will be black and one who will be non-black, and vast majority, the lion's share, well over 80%, if not more, will be of those of a black man and a non-black female. Why is this important to keep bringing up? You need to understand that is the future. And you will see a difference in the behaviors that come from these two different groups. Academically, socially, politically, these types of behaviors will manifest itself and be more distinct as time passes, to the point where, I got a lot of wildlife out here making too much damn noise, to the point where these this alternative to the African American community may want to get their own box, on the census. And again, once that happens, it is a wrap. I mean, it already is, but people are still having faith and holding on to a dream that is long been dead. It's a nightmare now. Brothers. What you're seeing going on the internet and in real life is a cultural shift. It's a real cultural shift. And, people who were anti-brothers messing with shade, these snow bunnies, if you will, that were, that would not advocate for it, not necessarily rage against it. You see them coming to the light, to the reality that brothers exercising the options, even with the snow bunnies, is the best option. You see some of these guys coming to the realization that many of these men that, like Umar Johnson and others that rail against brothers that date outside their race with women from other cultures, they're realizing that these men are themselves thirsty for those type of women. In fact, they are the most thirstiest for those type of women. It's just like the problem with Umar Johnson is his bread and butter is built off of, now being the anti-snow bunny police. So he can't really go out there and be seen with one romantically because he'll be called a hypocrite. His money will dry up. But his money is slowly drying up anyways because he still can't get that school off the ground. Brothers, if you're a black man that's sitting on the fence, understand something. Understand this. These guys ain't gonna be around. These dudes are telling you to stay 100 and hold the course and hold on and don't give up and, you gotta find the right one that's out here. You just can't be, you listen to all them dudes talk about, messing with them other races of women. It's not all, a sunshine and rainbows and shit. Of course it's not. But when you're in the inferno, chilling with Dante in them, purgatory looks like paradise. Purgatory looks like Paradiso. Purgatorio is much better than being in the inferno. So yeah, it may not be for every single fella out there the greatest thing since sliced bread, but compared to being in hell, compared to being in a place where you're just miserable all day, every day, every time you come home you're at war with the broad in your house because the broad in your house wants to be the man of your house. Just being with a Karen seems like you're with an angel compared to being with Keisha. Brothers, understand, people don't like it when you're happy. But as you can see, many of these brothers don't give a damn. They're not going to let, I guess Taye Diggs allow family members and friends get into his ear to ruin his relationship with a person who's literally the voice of Elsa from Frozen. What's wrong with the guy, I don't know, but that's what happened to him. That's his deal. But other brothers aren't letting that, affect them. Especially the younger generation. They don't care. And you're going to be running down the pipeline, being that crash test dummy, crashing out for a culture of women that gives zero goose eggs about you. Gives zero FUCKs about you. Despises you. looks at you as the type of guy who ain't making enough money for her to submit to you. Things like that. And then you're going to be old and spent. And some of you are going to be on that park bench looking at the brothers that are happy, living their life. And you're going to be like, damn, I could have been like that too. But I was listening to family members and stuff like that. And so now I have kids that don't want to talk to me. I have baby mamas that ain't shit. I'm a spent old ass man. In and out of jail because I couldn't pay the child support. In and out of drama. Couldn't hold down the job because Keisha and them showed up at work turning out. Rolling her neck, mad because, you know, you was talking to these BLs. That's going to be your future. If you do not make adjustments. A lot of brothers are making adjustments, getting their passports, flying overseas, setting up shop, not coming back home. You might want to be one of those. Mad Bus Driver out. And let me come back with a PS for that ass. En masse, I keep telling you, en masse, I keep saying it, and people are getting it slowly, but en masse, these other ladies just look better. They just do. They just look better. And what's crazy is you realize slowly that other people who may have rejected that in the past and railed against that and be like, you coons, you sellout, you sambos, you self-haters, are coming to the realization that we are right. They just look better. There's more 10s, more 9s, more 8s, more 7s, more 6, more 5s. Just like there may be more 4s, 3s, 2s, 1s. But just en masse, if you're an American brother, there are so many more just on the white side of the game of females available in all of those categories and all of those levels that you could have access to. Just in the American side, just on the snow side of the game. We're not even putting in the Latinas or the Asians or any other cultural group. I want you to understand when somebody tells you that the women don't like you, 90% of them wouldn't give you the time of day. So you go over there to Asia, most of the women ain't gonna give you the time of day. Remember, 90%. Okay, so China, 1.4, 1.2 billion people, half that, let's say, 500 million. Japan, half that. If you half all of those countries of females, you're probably sitting at what? Well over a billion, well over 1.5, maybe 2 billion if you add India, right? So 90% off the top won't give you the time of day. That leaves 10%. 10% of 2 billion, 200 million. 200 million to 1, because all it takes is 1. I'm out.